All right. We are live right now. Hello, fellow viewers, and as always, welcome to my stream. A quick glance, there's already multiple people here. James Carson, sorry I was late yesterday. As I always say, my streams aren't an appointment. You don't need to be on time, but still thank you. Just thought I'd get here super early to make up for it. Like I said before, you don't need to do that, but I do feel honored when people do that for me, so thank you. I'll be late to the stream. Good luck till I get on. Thank you, Shiny Rayquaza. Human name. Welcome back. How are you tonight? May RNGs bless thee. Thank you. Blessings have been accepted. Good luck. Thank you, darling. So the shiny... I always put a poll on my community tab on my YouTube channel first before I go through the live streams what I want to shiny manipulate. And, well, Beldum we did get yesterday, and today it's gonna be Regirock who won just slightly over Regice. They were at 14% both, but then Regirock managed to win just slightly, so it's gonna be Regirock today. And for that Pokemon to appear in your Ruby or Sapphire game, you need to do a puzzle first. You can watch several guides on YouTube on how to do that, but you have to go on this route, which is Route 111. And usually this rock right here, there's no entrance, but because I did the puzzle before, there is an entrance in my case. Usually there's it's written in, Americans would say braille. I always tend to say braille. It's basically a language or a font for blind people. So, because obviously blind people can't see, it's not necessarily for blind people that can't see anything. Maybe very short-sighted people could also use braille or braille. And instead of visual fonts with serifs and other things to them, instead of pictograms like the kanji in Japanese language or Chinese characters, braille uses little dots in a very specific sequence so blind people can run their fingers across the surface, and that way they can read it. It's actually very interesting. I thought that because the Regis use braille, I would maybe explain a bit what it is before we head in. I do think it's very interesting that you have to use a font or writing style meant for and designed for blind people in a video game where, they are called video games after all. A large part of them are video, so it involves watching, seeing, looking at things. Still interesting that we got a puzzle like that. And I actually don't know why people kept saying it's so hard to do or mysterious or too well hidden, because it came with the manual. It was the last couple of pages in the manual where you have a whole alphabet of normal standard Latin letters and braille. So it wasn't impossible. Wonder if they're ever gonna do something like this again, Game Freak. Would be interesting. So you can save in front of the Regirock, which I implore you to do, whether or not you are shiny hunting at all. Busy day, hope it wasn't too hectic. No, it wasn't. Sorry, my page crashed in case I missed anything. No, you didn't miss anything yet. Haven't started yet. I just explained a bit what braille or braille is. in case anyone would be interested in hearing that. I'm good, a bit tired though, because I went to bed at 3 in the morning. Yeah, same. I didn't really sleep a lot tonight, but for some reason I'm not tired. So for this stream, that's actually advantageous. Quite a relaxed day, my side. England says braille or braille too. I mean, I cannot discern from the reading the letters in the chat which pronunciation you refer to, because so either way you say braille or braille, whichever it is. I think the braille thing with me is just because the French and the German people usually pronounce it like that. Has interesting lore connotations, that too. Learning braille would be interesting. Yeah, I had a English teacher in high school who was blind, and he had a laptop with braille, and that was really interesting to see how that worked. Also fascinating. Hope so, but modern Pokemon is the sloppiest slop in the extremely sloppy modern day games industry. Yeah, unfortunately, yeah. You know, I do have the modern games, but I haven't even started playing them because I'd prefer playing the old games like Pokemon XD, Colosseum, Generation 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. The new games are not what they could be. I mean, you could fill an entire video, there could be an entire video essays of, 4 hours in length. You can talk about that. Remember us coming home at 4 a.m. from the party and not getting up until 14. Yeah, that's understandable. Having a blind teacher sounds interesting. How did he mark your work? Well, because he was using a laptop, you were supposed to send your things over email, and that way he could read them. And he did have a program on that laptop that converted PDF and Word documents into a readable file for him. So that was absolutely no problem. And you'd think at least we'd have a few people back then in the class. I thought, oh yeah, you could do stupid things in secret because a blind teacher can't see anything, but I tell you, his hearing was excellent, and he could hear if someone was writing a small note and pass it to one another. He could actually hear that, and he could somehow distinguish that from normal just students, pupils writing things on paper. No idea how he did it, but he was able to discern that, and his hearing was incredible. So it was a interesting experience. But yeah, back to the hunt, I would say. You click the Regi and then it appears, and it's level 40. It's a rock type. Actually somewhat tricky to catch because it can stat up. It actually knows curse, so it can boost its attack and defense. And Regirock's attack and defense aren't really bad, so it can hit hard if it wants to. But I am, as always, you have to come prepared. Rosina, as always, helping me catch very tough to catch Pokemon. This Mr. Mime, Mimien, that's not, I didn't give it that name, it was an in-game trade. That's just to give the Lepa Berry so that it doesn't struggle. Should I have to throw a lot of Pokeballs, that one is not necessary or important to the fight. That one can boost up a bit and then give it to the next person. Or not person, what I'm saying, Pokemon, not the other P word. And that's just a HM slave. But yeah, I did come prepared, and then Eontimer is already ready. The delay that you have to use for all the Regis is actually, it's not 167. It's 56. So you type in 56. We want any shiny. It's gonna be genderless anyway. Okay, so alright, the third option is already a very good option. Because that one gives me pretty good HP, perfect attack and defense, and perfect speed. So I'm going with that one, definitely. So that's frame 7604. That's the frame we want to hit. Let's go. Braille here is called Blinderschrift. I can already guess that looks like blind. Schrift sounds or looks like Schrift in German, which means script or writing. Paris people, including me, hate loan words. I think we might be Nordic French along with Iceland. Oh yeah, the loan words. Some people hate them, some people love them. My native language also has a lot of loan words from the French language, from the German language as well. Yeah, script of the blind. That's exactly. I mean, you wouldn't even need to translate that. I could translate that just by looking at the word itself. Pokemon are people too, I guess. I mean, there's interesting lore bits in the 4th generation, so Pokemon Diamond, Pearl, and Platinum, about people and Pokemon being very similar, if not identical ones at one point. Can you guys, from your standpoint, also see the nice full moon? Was just to clear up any confusion, yeah, I mean, it's always good because not everyone here knows German or French or other languages. Right. Okay, so it's not shiny. Don't think I'm gonna calibrate today. We humans evolved from Pokemon. I'll check, but it's safe to assume it's cloudy. I can see it from the window. Although I have to turn my head a bit. Because the Earth's rotation now, it's not in the view anymore. Is it also pretty has it also become a bit colder where you are? It has where I am from. For a couple of days, about 4 days, it was above 7 degrees Celsius, and then suddenly it plummeted to 0 degrees, 1 degree, 2 degree. Moon looks really nice from where I am. Ah, that's nice. Too cloudy, that's unfortunate. These last couple of days you could really see the moon quite well, actually. Colder, definitely. I did notice though that the days are starting to become longer again, so I don't know if anyone else here has that, but I think I have what they call seasonal depression. Obviously, that's not like real depression, but the winter does make me not feel as good as I can feel day to day, and I do feel that I already start to feel better once spring approaches, once the days start to become longer. And what do you have? Not a shiny. Earlier my phone said it was 11 degrees Celsius, but it felt like it was about -1. Well, that's a large, that's a very large difference, isn't it? 11 degrees, you could, with a bit of movement, I could tolerate that, wearing a t-shirt, but -1, absolutely not. That is several orders of magnitude colder, at least for me. If it's -1, I really need to have a big coat or jacket and anything that's fluffy and warm. 3 weeks since I flew home from you, it's gone so quick. Yeah, time flies quicker and quicker the older you get. That's the curse of logarithmic time. If it's windy, it feels colder, that too. I really hate it when there's slight winds and then it's really, really chilly wind hitting your face. Know that feeling? I really don't like that. Or if it's not cold enough for snow to for it to hail or to snow, but it is. So it rains, but it is still cold. So you get ice cold water in your face. That also, I really don't like that kind of weather at all. That's staying indoors weather, I would call it that. 10 seconds remaining. That's a normal one. You can run around him and it doesn't trigger anything. Regirock just starts to attack once you click A on him. The worst thing is when wind becomes strong for a second, then becomes normal again. I know what you mean, yeah. The weather is why I didn't mind us staying in and watching movies, because it was too cold to be out some days. Yeah, I mean, I did warn you, but we can have pretty harsh winters. It's Europe after all, and not Southern Europe, so the winters you're going to experience are do not underestimate some winters in West or Northern Europe. Especially not in Northern Europe, but I don't think I need to explain why. Did you watch the new Miyazaki movie yet, James? It does run in theaters in Germany and France. Not sure about Luxembourg, I couldn't find it anywhere. Definitely don't need to explain to you. Yeah. Experience says more than 1,000 words, doesn't it? Five seconds. Not a shiny. I definitely know what I'm going to name this one. Nickname. So, what's the plan for the next week for you guys? Do you have school? Do you have university? Do you have work? Do you, like me, have to look for more work or any job at all? There was a time where some people nearly died because the wind threw gigantic metal plates around. I've heard of cases where people were impaled due to pipes and umbrellas like these, yeah. That can happen. Or bricks falling from rooftops and then hitting some unfortunate bystander on the head. That can also make you perish really quickly, unfortunately. Haven't had time to watch a new movie yet. Been focusing my time on looking for work instead, yeah, so just like me. Last night was an exception as it was a movie I promised a friend I would watch. You never got around. Oh, you never got around to do that, okay. What movie was it, if I'm allowed to know? If it's the same one on the poster I sent you. Yeah, that Miyazaki movie, the new Ghibli movie. I have so many oral presentations next week. Do you prefer oral presentations over written tests? Because I always have. But some people dislike them even more. Depends on what type of learner you are, I guess. But good luck on those. Presentation English, Danish and history. Then I wish you good luck on all of them. I always preferred oral presentations. I don't know why, but those and home assignments. That's where I always got better grades than written tests. Interesting how different people have different approaches to learning things and tend to prefer other methods. Prefer oral presentations because I'm apparently great at it even though I don't see it. I mean, if you are great at it, just ride with it, I'd say. Use it to your advantage. Sometimes people who are competent at something don't really see how competent they are. Movie from last night was Friday from 1995. Been meaning to watch it for years. Pretty good if you haven't seen it, but it's very American. No, I haven't seen it actually. It has Chris Tucker and Ice Cube. Oh wow, yeah, so really from the 90s. Ice Cube. That movie is older than my husband. Kind of funny when you think about it. Let's see. Ah, there it is. Shiny Regirock. Came pretty quickly, actually. Well, that was fast. Alright, now comes the actual part that can go wrong, but then again we have infinite tries since this is a RNG manipulation. Alright, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna baton pass a couple of things. I'm gonna boost first. Using it to my advantage, but I don't know how. Maybe it will come to you naturally. And a presentation in physical education, which I thought was worth a 7 middle of the road, but it was so good I ended up getting a 12 the max. Oh wow, nice. Let's do another cosmic power. And you woke up pretty quickly there, buddy. Funny if you think about the shiny Regirock being reddish, probably implies that his body has more iron in it, or ferrous oxide. You know, the molecule that makes the rocks on Mars red. Okay, I'm gonna take these boosts with me. Got the shiny already? I mean, yeah, it appeared, but I don't have it yet. I still need to catch it. Tool magic, so you have your... In that way, Regirock will get the leper berry should he... Or he, it's not a he, it's a they, them, genderless. Should Regirock lose all of its PPs in any given attack, it will at least get 10 in that set attack, so that it won't struggle as early, hopefully. I think I'm gonna boost. Yeah, would be better. So you're gonna need defense. It also knows a move that lowers its attack and defense, but it can boost these again using curse. Does it have explosion? Yes, but not this one. It does learn explosion naturally, but luckily the wild Regirock that you find in the cave do not know explosion, which is good, because that would make it a very annoying hunt. Yeah, why not a critical hit boost? My science teacher used to joke that Mars was made of iron, that's why it's red. I mean, it's not just the iron, it's just the combination of the iron atoms with the oxygen atoms. That's also why your blood is red, because we do have iron in the blood. That's why I think that should be a reference. Maybe I'm just looking into it too much, but I'm gonna put a... Mars is red because of those damn commies. Oh, that's where the luxury space, gay space communism is, on Mars. I'll give that. Mars would be a cool nickname, but thinking about it, either that or a reference to the place I grew up in. There's a place I grew up in Luxembourg, which is known for its iron and mining industry, which basically made also is due to part of Luxembourg being a rich country today, is because of that, the mining industry. So either I'm gonna call him that, Mars, or a reference to that. I'm not sure yet what I'm gonna pick. That was a crit. Good thing that attack exists. False swipe. Okay, and now it's time to chuck Pokeballs, and I'm gonna use a, in French called Bissball, which is a repeat ball. Une balle qui marche bien sur un Pokémon déjà capturé. So a ball that works great with a Pokemon that has already been caught. So if it's already in your Pokedex, it gets a multiplier. And I do think it fits. Would have been funny if it was the first, that was the first one. First shake, first flow, Pokeball, immediately capture it. That would have been a great RNGesus moment, but... Alright. Second Pokeball. Almost fooled me. So we're half an hour in and we already are facing the shiny and throwing Pokeballs. Let's see how stubborn this Regirock will be in battle. It's good to always prepare for battles like this. What's with Regice? I'm gonna hunt that one as well. Regice is the next one actually on the list. Go to sleep. So what do you think which Pokeball should I use for the Regice? Thinking of not the dive ball, I've already used that one on the normal one. Yeah, Regice is gonna be next. And last but not least, it's gonna be Registeel. And then a new poll will open up. Oh? Oh, almost. Almost. One more shake and we would have gotten it. Got in here. Hey there, Shala Blades. Welcome to the stream. And yeah, we are currently trying to catch the shiny Regirock. Already found the Regirock? Yeah. RNG manipulation can give it to you very quickly. That's why I'm using it. It cuts down an enormous amount of time. I mean, I found the Regirock, but I haven't captured it yet. That's why what I'm trying to do right now. How to wear a dream the other day that you were doing a stream by. How to wear? Okay, I think that was your autocorrect again. We're doing a stream where it was shiny that we were hunting for. I woke up so confused. Yeah, I also have that sometimes. Dreams like that. Or have you ever had dreams where you dream that you've woken up from a long dream, but that part is also a dream, and then you wake up from that dream, but that is also in the dream? That is confusing. Need a couple more coffee cups for that one. Want to tell you when you were streaming, maybe I could gather people's reactions to this. Yeah, it is weird when that happens, and it also confuses me. Give a man a sleeping pill and he sleeps for the night. Give the man 1,000... just 1,000 and he sleeps forever. Yeah. The forever sleep. The irreversible nap. Oh, come on, you could stay in the ball. You've had that type of dream before, yeah. Very stubborn. I can only recommend using repeat balls with a lot in these games. Ooh. Oh, for a second I thought that was going to be it. But yeah, if you have the Pokemon in your Pokédex already, having a repeat ball is going to help you immensely. And I do think that it fits with the color scheme. Nice infinity symbol or lemniscate when you use the repeat ball. When you use the net ball, it has a circle of hearts for some reason. It's cute though. Had a weird dream. I pretty much dream every single night. Oh. Almost. And you've woken up. I dream every night, and usually they're very intensive in the sense of very realistic. So my brain uses a lot of computational power to make these dreams. Which isn't too good sometimes. That just leaves you more drained than you should be. Once had a dream where the dream actually felt like it was a few hours long. Oh, I've also had that. That's so weird. When you wake up and you realize that. Felt so realistic. It was like I never went to bed and the dream was only doing my normal daily things. Yeah, I've also had that. Weirdest dream I've ever had is living through an imaginary person's life. Interesting. Words cannot describe how confused I was when I woke up. Now I randomly get existential dread. That just reminds me, I know, don't take this the wrong way, human name, that reminds me of that, have you seen Rick and Morty? The scene where Rick brings Morty to some kind of space arcade. And he gets to play as I think the game was called Roy. As a boy who's called Roy. A fictional character, and basically you put a VR headset on, but then the game is a conscious experience. You experience being Roy, and he manages to play through the game. Roy dies in game, and then he wakes up and he's like confused. Where am I? Where's my wife? Where's my children? Just had to reminded me of that. So years ago, yeah. I mean, if you really want to go down a rabbit hole, there's the works and studies of Dr. Anil Seth, a neurologist. He studies consciousness. And he's basically, his argument is that the human, or just basically any consciousness that we are aware of on planet Earth, is a controlled hallucination. That's very interesting. It's a interesting lens to view the hard problem of consciousness through. It's a rabbit hole, though. It's a very interesting one. And Regirock is still not in the ball. Two, no, one. Still a pretty stubborn one. Okay, I'm gonna need to use something on Rosina so her PP for Spore aren't empty. But first, repeat balls. That's the thing with legendaries in these games. They have a capture rate or catch rate of 3. So the capture rate goes from 1, the minimum value, to 255, which is the maximum value. And Regirock has a value, a catch rate of 3, which is basically nothing. There's Elixir and Wheelmox. I'm gonna use that first. Spore. In the 4-hour dream, I did a shift at my old job, and when I woke up I had to go to the same workplace to a real shift. Was confused for the entire day. It's like I did 8 hours, not 4. I also had something like this happen to me. Yeah, I know how that feels. It feels very bizarre, very strange. Legendaries are almost always stubborn children, yeah. When it comes to them staying in the ball, that's for sure. And this is a older generation, an older game after all, where they were much less hand-holdy. Recently started getting dreams again. Oh, so you've had a phase where you didn't dream? Sometimes that can happen. Although I know people who almost never dream. It's almost inconceivable for me. I almost always dream at least something. That's pathetically weak now, that attack. Your attack has been lowered to a... maybe not to the minimum, but what? Should be -4 now? I didn't actually pay much attention. Should be getting this one. I don't think Regirock will struggle with the Southern Island Latios. I was sure that it's gonna struggle at least once. Because the netball is not made to catch a Latios. Latios is not water type and it's not bug type. I only use that disadvantage. I only use that Pokeball because I like the color scheme fit with the shiny. If you want to have more dreams, Maybe you could try a dream diary human name. That also helps you with getting more dreams, if you're more aware of them. Okay, cursing again. Malédiction, so that's curse. Okay. 1. Only 1. We're down to 69 now, 68 balls. That was close. In the same dream, I could feel everything, like I could feel the warmth of the shower, and I could feel water hitting my skin, and I could hear the voice of managers and the sound of the car. Yeah, hyper-realistic dreams. I've also had them. They're very confusing. You're really asking yourself, is this a dream as well, when you wake up, because you're really not sure. Or false awakenings or other dreams. Already threw a lot of repeat balls at you. Oh, come on. And you wake up again. Now you're cursing yourself all the time. Not even one shake. Again. Sticks and stones can break my bones, but if your attack doesn't hit, then it doesn't hurt. Ooh, 3? Almost. Will you catch it, or will you run out of Pokeball? Only time will tell. Don't think I will run out of Pokeballs. The odds are very high, close to 100% of me getting it within the repeat balls that I have. Regirock is already registered to the Pokédex in this with this save file. That did happen though with the shiny Southern Latios. If you go to these streams on my channel, I've gotten the shiny Latios to appear multiple times, but because I did insist on using netballs, what quite often happened that it's the Latios struggled himself to death, and then I had to reset again, which isn't as much as a problem as it is if I were to hunt shinies normally, just by pure luck. But because I'm RNG manipulating, as long as I hit the exact frame again, I get basically infinite tries. Until the time of the universe runs out, and I'm not gonna make it to the end of that, so... But Regirock is being very stubborn now, to be fair. Hey there, Kryto Skywaker, how you doing? Welcome to the stream. See what I got on the screen? Trying to catch the shiny Regirock. I'm doing pretty good. How are you? Come on, Regirock. Not even one little jiggle. And you wake up again. Okay, I haven't seen or noticed the animation nor the text prompt saying that Regirock used the leper berry, so that hasn't happened yet. Leave for now, might join back if I'm not too tired. Well, thank you for coming to the stream, and should you not come back, then I wish you a very good night and sleep tight. This only happened once, but I had a thing where I was awake but I couldn't move, and I saw things in front of me that weren't actually there, and I could hear everything that was around me in reality. Oh, that's what you call sleep paralysis. I've also had that only 2 or 3 times in my life, and honestly, I hope I'll never experience it again, because it's terrifying. Basically what happens is, of course I'm dumbing it down, but what basically happens is that you could be awake, or your eyes could open, but your body does not respond if you want to change your position. So you're paralyzed in that regard. Your muscles are relaxed, as if you were asleep, but you aren't. But then again, you could still be dreaming while being awake, so that also explains the hallucinations that you see. And it's called sleep paralysis. You could look it up using your favorite internet search engine. It's terrifying. I mean, just explaining it like this does not come close to the sheer terror you're gonna feel. Sometimes it doesn't have to be a horrific experience, but me being aware that I'm there and not being able to consciously move my body, that was a first. I never was paralyzed in my whole life, so I didn't have never had any experience how that would feel like, and that was extreme whiplash I've witnessed, from being able-bodied to suddenly waking up and why can't I just stand up? Why can't I move my body? It's blocked. You just think, right now you could maybe you think, okay, I have to move my leg, and you just do it without thinking much. But imagine not being able to do that. You think about doing it, but your body doesn't. That's how it feels. That's horrifying. Been dealing with the flu. Oh, that's tough. Get well soon then. I must go to work, otherwise the bonuses I would get are gone. Oh, that sucks so much. That people force workers to go to work even if they're ill. Be careful though, right? I do understand that you don't have a lot of choice when it comes to that. Fortunately, the workers usually don't have that. But your health is more important than the job, remember that. Remember when everyone thought the world would end in 2012? Yeah, if you were superstitious or naive, or maybe if you believed things like these easy, then yes, I never took that seriously. I survived 2012, and I survived year 2K, and I survived Corona. What will I survive next? Maybe I don't want to know. 1. Aww. Come on, Regirock. You should be in the... Should have been caught by now. I'm down to 45 repeat balls. Unusual. I think this is gonna be one of these battles where the battle is much longer than the RNG manipulation itself. One. Oh, just one shake. And you've woken up again. Jeez, stubborn as a rock. I mean, you are a rock, but it would rock if you would stay in the ball and just realize that the need to use the elixir. That was a crit, yeah, definitely. Sometimes you get really lucky. I once had the Moltres being caught very, very quickly after just 5 Pokeballs thrown. And sometimes you have this. A relative who was in coma for a week and she said the same thing happened to her hold in a coma. That is terrifying. That is absolutely terrifying. I'll try a Premier Ball, why not? You're still sleeping good. She said she could hear her doctor telling another doctor her name and date of birth. Yikes. You can try Luxury Ball. Of course, it's not gonna work. Gonna have to clone a lot of Luxury Balls for the shiny Rayquaza that I'm gonna hunt. Really want that to have that one, both that one and the shiny Latias in a Luxury Ball. That would be nice. 2, 3. Yes, we got it finally. Shiny Regirock has been caught. And for now, I'm gonna name you Mars. There we go. Shiny Regirock in its glory. You survived 2K. What happened in 2K? Oh, you remember year 2K? Maybe you were a bit too young for that. Oh, see the PP there? That was close. Wow, I managed to catch the shiny Regirock just before I could have failed it. That never happened to me before. So that was really super close. Wow, so obviously gonna save immediately. That never happened to me before. How interesting. I'm gonna heal you. Have you seen the announcement? This Wednesday I'm gonna stream, And it's gonna be Wild Wednesday, so that means that I'm just gonna go through all the wild Pokemon that I haven't shiny and manipulated in Emerald. There's quite a couple that I haven't gotten to yet. Call it Terre Rouge. Yeah, you know, I was maybe thinking about calling it Ashbalvol or Axelor. That or Mars. Maybe I'm gonna change it later, but Terre Rouge, I think that's not going to fit in the I think that exceeds the character limit given by the game for nicknames. But yeah, I got really, really lucky there. One more, if Regirock woke up after that Pokeball and used Struggle, then I would have reset over again and then I would need to do it all over again, but luckily I don't have to do that. You could also hear doctors explaining her surgery before they said anything to her directly. Oh, poor woman. I really feel for her. That has to be horrible. Alright, so looking, maybe we can, should we do a raid? Who's online? Unfortunately, no one. Sadly, no one is online that we could raid. This all happened before I was born, and a relative died naturally about 20 years ago, so I've only known what my mom told me. I see, but still, that is scary. And the Regirock already got Pokerus from my other team members, so that's also pretty good. Already start to EV train it. But yeah, think I'm gonna finish it here. As always, thank you for attending the stream. Always very happy about people coming to my stream. And then the next stream, unless I'm gonna do a spontaneous stream on Monday or Tuesday, which I'll still let that be out in the open. But the next stream should be on Wednesday. That's where I do various assortment of wild Pokemon in Emerald. So until then, thank you for attending the stream and bye bye.